We've got some time for some questions now.
This first one is from Ayudija. By God's grace, I'm a Christian, and sometimes I enjoy talking to God. However, upon reading the scriptures, I discovered I was doing it wrong. We ask God for what we want, shout out loud, and mostly repeat the same things. So my question is, how do we pray acceptably, and how long do we do it?
Well, you've got the first key right there, that you enjoy talking with God. Prayer should be a conversation, and in conversations, it's sometimes important to be quiet so you can listen to what the other person is saying. God has a personality. He wants to talk with his children. He wants to open your ears so that you can hear his voice, and you can see how he's working all things together for your good. But in terms of prayer and specific requests, and that is a consistent theme throughout the Bible. I brought my request before the Lord. The words of the Apostle John should govern every prayer. If we pray in accordance with his will, then we know that he hears us. And if he hears us, we know we have what we request. So do you know God's will? Do you know what he wants to do on the earth? Do you know what he wants to do in your life? And are you praying for that to become tangible, for that to become real? Are you praying in accordance with his will? If you're praying, Lord, I want the mega yacht or that kinds of things, I'm pretty sure that's not his will for you. So you have to first identify that. I encourage Christians to, number one, study the prayer, the Lord's Prayer, how he instructed his disciples to pray. Then look at the prayers of the Apostle Paul. They're full of wonderful inspiration and wonderful pathways for prayer. And then one of the great revelations I had, it was about 30 years ago, where I realized that every psalm was also a prayer. It was a conversation. It was a conversation in song, but it was a conversation with God. And, you can spend a whole year just on Psalm 119. What's the great Hallel? What are the great prayers of David, the Psalms of Moses, Solomon, the sons of Korah, the grandsons of the prophet Samuel? All of these are written down, and they're pathways for you. And if you follow these pathways, you have every confidence you're going into the throne room of God and you're praying in accordance with his will. When you do that, you know you're going to get an answer. Well, here's a word from one of the Psalms. I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. May you have that perfect peace today.